Alright, so this is the fourth time I'm going to make this intro because I keep having people distract me or neighbors show up, whatever. But, let's get to it. Hey everybody, it's Connor again. So, today's project is going to be, well, this thing right here. So, my dad purchased this 2024 Heritage Softail over the summer, and he and I went to search together, and it was great. But he realized after he bought it that it wasn't perfect for him, which you get. That's what Harleys are. You build them to the way you like them. And we started looking at other bikes, like something to transfer or trade into, because it wasn't the right height. There were some things he didn't like about it, some things he liked more about my bike, which is a 2018 Street Glide, which is not here right now because it's getting worked on. But he didn't want to give up a lot of what he liked about this bike. So one of the big things that he saw off the instant was he kind of liked the Batwing fairing. And we had a bike night a couple weeks ago where he saw a guy who had a Heritage, I don't know, 22, whatever, that had a Batwing, and he really liked it. And he liked the speakers, the audio, all these other things. So he ended up getting this thing, a Reckless custom Batwing fairing for his Heritage. And we are going to put that on. Now, it doesn't have a head unit. It just comes with speakers, the windscreen, and the wiring harness. But we need to do a bunch of the other stuff because, yeah, we weren't sure what we wanted, and they have a lot of good options, but they didn't have the exact options that my dad wanted. So it's a good base to work off of, and then I can do my magic with wiring and research and finding parts. So let's start tearing this apart. I'm not sure how much I'm going to talk through this because, well, my dad isn't good on camera and doesn't like to be good on camera, and that's fine. I totally get that. But I'll walk you through the process because this is going to be a time lapse. He's actually on his way home right now because he's been waiting for this since we ordered it like 3 weeks ago. So he's very excited and wants to get it done. So, yep, let's work on that. Oh, and by the way, if you see this in the background, this is the trailer that we bought. I hope this video comes out before then. I think it has. But this is the stage we're at. This is coat number 1. So, yep. Let's get to work. Well, we started the process of trying to put this thing on. I forgot to start the time lapse. So, here's half the fairing. Here's the other half of the fairing. We need to get some work on it. So, back to time lapse. Hey everybody, it's the next day now. So, my pops ain't here, so I'm going to be working on his Heritage and trying to get that front fairing back on. I'm sure this video is going to look like so weird how I edit it because it was dark last night. We got some stuff on. It was late. I was tired. So I stopped, and we have, you can see the front fairing, at least the open side of this, well, the inner fairing, all in here. So we have these 2 wires because we want to get our own head unit, which should be coming today. So hopefully I can get the bike ready for when that head unit shows up, and you'll see me install this thing, which we don't know if it'll fit. It's a car head unit, but it's a 1 din. This size hole apparently is 1 din. Don't know exactly what that means, but that's what the company that made this told us. The good thing is we do have a Rockford Fosgate amp already. We do have Rockford Fosgate punch speakers in, and all this wiring tied up ready to go. The bad thing is they gave me all the wires, but they gave me no instructions. Well, they gave me some instructions, but they just don't really make a total lot of sense. And I'm an electrical engineer, or I was. So I'll figure it out as I go. But in the meantime, the first thing I do is get this battery terminal hooked up, because that's the main power line. If I can get that hooked up, then I'll be in pretty decent shape. The problem is, and this is someone who is an engineer, Harley You made this battery the least inaccessible compartment of all flipping time. You have to take off the side cover, then take off this cover. Then undo these wires, get them out of the way. Then you gotta take off the negative terminal to remove this thing, which has 2 clips back there, which are so easy to get to. Then you have to unscrew the positive terminal, and then you can pull this whole thing out to get to the positive. Yeah. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm not going to film it because the last time I did it, I used a lot of very bad 4-letter words. So I'm going to try and just get it all out. And if I can, once I get all the pieces out, I'll show it to you because it's kind of hysterical. So I'm going to get working on that. It's probably going to take me like half an hour. I'm sure there's a better way to do it. I've looked online. I've looked at tutorials, but like everyone says it's just a pain in the ass. So, yay. All right, I'm just going to get to it. All right, so last clip, I was working on this battery, which I got done, and then I realized I had to pull all back out again because I didn't strip the wires that needed to be stripped. And stripping wires while they're hot is, well, not smart. So I undid the whole thing again. On the plus side, the head unit has come in. So it's for a car, little head unit here. The screen, though, is, well, quite large. So if I put it where it's supposed to go, well, hold on, let's see if I can do this with one hand. You can tell it's ludicrously large. Like, it's a bloody 10-inch iPad. I mean, I guess my dad's blind, but that's a new level of, like, extreme. So the unfortunate thing was it was not designed, this bike was not designed to put a car head unit in there. So I'm going to make it work. I think. I hope. Anyway, went to the store, got some terminal blocks, got some wiring, and I'm going to just splice things together, and hopefully, we need to test this first. I need to test to make sure it actually turns on, and the whole system turns on, and then if I can get some music playing through it, then it'll make it all look nice and pretty. But first things first, I gotta make the damn thing work. So, let's get to that. Pop noise. Interesting. Alright, so, it's the next day. I got a haircut. And yes, I do love these headlamp things. They're really awesome. So, as you can see, the screen is working. It can't play music right now. Actually, maybe I can. Can I play some music? Yes, it will work. Sweet. Oh, hello, homies. And this is the backside. Yes, there's a whole bunch of red wires. I don't want to hear crap. I can see the comments right now. Don't use the same color for all your wires. I'm going to label them. Also, there's no chance anyone other than me is ever going to be working on this. So, I'm okay with that. But the good news is it works. The problem is this wire right here, which usually goes to ignition. I don't know how to and or want to run the power from the ignition switch to there, because I have to start drilling holes and all this stuff, and you know, I don't want to do that. So what I'm gonna do is redneck this, because Pops is okay with me rednecking this. I'm going to install a little rocker switch into this terminal block to allow for power to be right here, hidden underneath the handlebars. So that way it's easily for him to notice if it's on or off, and it gives me a whole lot of not extra work to do, having to find somewhere to tie into the auxiliary. Is it the right way to do it? No. Can we do it the right way eventually? Yes. Am I going to do that right now? No. I have way too many other projects to work on. So I'm going to wire this up, and I'll show you the after effects of that. I'm not even going to time lapse this. Let me just get it done. All right. So now I have this little red rocker switch. Focus. And that is running underneath everything via some sticky pads and stuff like that. Yes, it's not pretty, but it does the job. And this is all wired up now. I ran some silicone around this all. Not screws holding this in, but a whole bunch of very clever zip ties, because I don't want to drill into this. We can drill into it later if we need to, but I really don't want to. So this should hold quite well, because we're having back pressure here. We have forward pressure there from the front frame. So now I'm going to let this dry. And while that's drying, I'm going to put our face back on. So she finally looks like a full bike for the first time since, well, this week. So, all right. And here we are with a lovely Clockworks windshield, not sponsored. It's the Batwing's on. It looks sick. I'm still letting the epoxy and cure dry inside here, so I don't have the head unit on, but it looks awesome. And thankfully, the lovely FedEx man just came and dropped off the bags. So now I get to go, oh God, my hair. Now I get to go take off the back bags and put those on. I'm going to time lapse that. That's going to take a minute. So it's the next day, and I did it again. I keep using okay, but that's my... Anyway, it's the next day, and the time-lapse blew out last night because we were here till late. But let me show it to you real quick. We have all of the bags on. So a tour pack, 2 saddlebags, and all that looks really good in here. Actually, I'm going to roll her out into the sun so you can see it in all its glory. One thing we did do, that Clockworks windshield was awesome, but my dad really couldn't see over top of it, so we swapped it out for the OEM one that came with the Hogworks kit. I'm sorry, not Hogworks, company name here who made the Batwing. But still, very, very nice. Let me pull her out into the sun real quick. So yeah, this is her all now out in the sun. And you tell me if you think there's 3 different colors of gray on here. Because it's 3 different manufacturers, but I'll be damned if I can tell it. Unless I'm looking really dang close. So, I am ecstatic with how this thing looks. I will say, these saddlebags from Hogworks, I do love you, Hogworks. I really do, but I'm not going to lie. For the price and everything, the fit and finish, I pretty much had to redo almost every thread, and there was a lot of things that needed some extra work. But, still very happy with them. But, yeah, it was just to have to assemble the whole bag, the whole lid kit, and then just have so many things that were stuck or not working and things. But, beside the point, I will say these are all awesome. And, yep, there we go. And my dad is exceptionally happy with them. He's already taken it for a ride and loves it. The cool thing too is his Mustang seat that he got at Sturgis works perfectly here with the back pad, the top of this. And I will say the Hogworks bags do look great. The new exhaust looks amazing. The Batwing is working like a charm. Well, and you can see it's on, but my dad's phone's not here, so that isn't going to work. But yeah, now he and I, when he gets home from work, we're going to take them out for a group ride, and that's going to be a lot of fun. But he's happy, I'm happy, and boy, oh boy, was it all work, from the exhaust to the bags to the Batwing to the custom wiring you all saw. But I'm thrilled, and thank you all for sticking around this long into the video if you did. But if you did like it and you want to see more bike content, because, well, there's more stuff on the Street Glide, and please like, comment, and if you don't mind, subscribe. It helps with the growth, so I do appreciate it. And thank you all very much, and until next time, have a good one.